Out of all the cards requested here, Promo Floatzo is on high demand. On paper, this card's very interesting, so let's talk about it. With 100 HP, Attack the Wound deals 10 damage initially, but will spike up to 70 if the target is already damaged for just 1 energy. Players were initially quite hyped for the new Floatzo, as it mirrors Weavile EX, a Pokemon that has found competitive success. While both these Pokemon are indeed very similar, context matters. Weavile gets to pair with Darkrai, who deals damage to the active Pokemon without attacking it. With Dawn in the mix, you can potentially enable Weavile to hit for 70 on your very first attack. Floatzel is a water type. There's no Darkrai to pair him with. Barring cards like Druddigon and Rocky Helmet, there's no way to damage a Pokemon without attacking it first. This matters because while 70 damage for 1 energy is indeed insane, the attack that you'll need to damage prior is going to be considerably weaker, and thus Floatzel is balanced. 100 HP is also on the low end of the spectrum for a stage 1 evolution. Floatzel will succumb to Darkrai's Dark Prism attack after a Nightmare or a Ping. Spiritomb seems like an ideal partner, but in my experience, the overall damage output from combining these two is a bit too low. While Glaceon could work with Floatzel, it being a stage 1 evolution means you cannot start chipping away at your opponent turn 1. So all in all, Floatzel is indeed extremely promising, but in my opinion, we've yet to have a card that can enable his full potential. Floatzel is still pretty solid though. I decided to have him play the role of a fast support attacker, backing up a heavy hitter that can one-shot an EX Pokemon while damaging the bench as well. Today's deck combines Floatzel with Palkia EX, in a deck aiming to build up a Dimensional Storm to net us that big kill, and resort to Floatzel as a way to clean things up in the end game. Palkia's Dimensional Storm doesn't just smash something for 150 damage, it also deals 20 to every other Pokemon in the bench. With a full set of Cyrus, we can hunt down an injured Pokemon and bring it down for that last point. While Giant Cape is important to go above certain damage thresholds, we run 1 copy of it alongside a full set of Rocky Helmet, which is the only way we can damage an opponent's Pokemon without attacking it first, threatening a powerful retaliation from Floatzel the same way Weavile does. Manaphy is our 5th basic Pokemon, allowing us to go for the classic ramp onto Palkia play, but we don't go with the full set, as Manaphy's value deteriorates faster with this Pokemon combination than in other more energy-hungry decks. Since we run a total of 7 Pokemon, Pokemon communication is the perfect way for us to enhance our consistency, making sure we find Buizel, Floatzel, and Palkia in all of our games. This is what I believe to be the best way to play Floatzel as of now. While the deck's power level may not quite reach that of the strongest meta decks, it can certainly compete. And the moment water decks get a reliable tool to chip away at Pokemon without attacking, Floatzel stocks will go way up. Click on the link in the description down below to head on over to Tactor.com, where you will find all of my decks. And you can share yours. What Pokemon should I have grown next? Tú decides. Leave a comment down below and we'll see what we can do. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's free. Free is good. Have a solid day. Enjoy the games. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, here we go. Let's play some Floatzel against Steel. We have a Manaphy lead. We only have 1 copy of Manaphy in the deck. We do want to be able to ramp into Palkia. Oh, Jesus. I should have seen that coming. We do have the Palkia at least. We do have the Palkia at least. I'm going to apply a Giant Cape, and I may follow that up with Irida here. Because Irida can allow my Manaphy to survive back-to-back Metal Arms attacks unless they have a Giovanni. But that makes it so that I can't really Professor's Research, but I already have the Palkia in hand. So also ramping into the Buizel helps accelerate my Palkia. Being able to fully focus on my Palkia, it's not strictly necessary here. Irida is everything. Irida allowing me to ramp twice into this Palkia is really important. So we're gonna go for it. No Giovanni. Giovanni does not exist. We can gift the ocean to our Palkia, and this is gonna allow us to build up, like, basically enable the Dimensional Storm to go through. Down goes the second Skarmory. And my girl lives. Barely, but she lives. There's a Floatzo. What about Buizel? What about the young bro? Give me the young... There we go. Okay. Do we go double? No real reason to go double right now, right? I want to fire off that Dimensional Storm and then pivot into Floatzo. After. We place the energy onto you. Yeah, I mean, what could I want to search for with Pokemon Communication? Nah, let's just drop this. And go for it. One last time. So we can get a kill with Dimensional Storm and then use Leaf to pivot into Floatzel. To ideally knock out Skarmory unless they Giant Cape it. Giant Cape could be annoying here. Alright, but the Manaphy did what it needed to do. It got 2 Oceanic Gifts through. And now Palkia comes in. And storms them. I'm gonna set that up because, you know, I don't want to give them Mars value. Let's go for the storm. Double Leaf is very nice. It allows me to preserve my energy on Palkia as I pivot, and also can counter. And the second one can counter an incoming Cyrus from the opponent. So it's very neat to have both of them here. No Giant Cape. Don't be that guy. Do not be that guy. We need to be careful with the Palkia because we've already used our Irida. And as you can see, we only have 1 copy of it, so... Oh. What? Okay, they don't have a tool, but they have Adamant? That is another Palkia, which we can use to bring in the Floatzo. How many Pokeballs is that? It's another Pokeball there, so I want to do this immediately, actually. So we have pivots. And now we bring in the floats. That's how I call them. The floats. Energy on to Palkia. Leaf to get the hell out of here. But preserve the energy. And we bring in Floatzel. And we attack the wound for 50 damage. This Adamant actually mattered. This Adamant actually saved the Skarmory. But my boy is thick enough to not care about this Metal Arms. I mean, we always care. Damage is damage. Whoa. That threw me off for a moment. They do have... Oh my god, they do run Giovanni, but they didn't have it. What is this deck? And that's it. That's, you know... That was a game. But, you know, I knew it was going to happen. I just... Maybe I can get the attack in for the intro. But that's... the theory behind the deck, right? We have Manaphy that can ramp into Palkia, but we don't have to do that every single game. The idea is we start applying pressure with Palkia, we get to Dimensional Storm, and then we can resort to Floatzo to finish up what's left. But we also have different routes of play. We can also make use of the full set of Rocky Helmet that we're running over there to... I'm referencing the deck below me. You know, and that was a pretty neat addition to the layout, if you ask me. But yeah, we can also utilize Rocky Helmet early and make it just lead off with our Floatzo and build up Palkia for the finish. Like, we could take different routes with this structure. And I just spent like 60 seconds rambling about it. Round 2. I don't mind going second. Against fighting. Okay, we have a Manaphy lead. We're only playing 1 copy of Manaphy. It can help our Palkia build up, but it's not integral towards our game plan here. We would obviously want to see other basics here, which we currently do not have. And this essentially renders our Manaphy useless. And I don't like that. There's quite a few draws here that could just like leave us wide open, unfortunately. But a professor's research should fix this. I don't want to jinx it, but come on. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna apply this. Oh god. Oh, not like this. Not like this. That's wild. They have a Lucario. And they're building up a Lucario EX. Okay, I mean, we do find... Okay, what is this? It's a Palkia. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back in it. We are back in it. We got a gift. We got an oceanic gift. Counter the Lucario EX buildup with our Dimensional Storm. Double Rocky Helmet can prevent them from getting outside of range with a giant cape. So we can counter that. Seemed like an awkward start, but there's hope. And there's a Hitmonlee there. That's annoying. Okay, there's my boy. What if they were to Sabrina me? I think this kind of deck would want to run Cyrus instead. But they could run Sabrina as a one-off. And what do I want to Rocky Helmet in that case? I think I want to Rocky Helmet the Palkia in case I'm compelled to bring it in. I can pivot into the Palkia. And start punching. The Marshadow. Applying pressure. But this Rocky Helmet is really important. Because even if they have a giant cape now, they cannot escape reach. And their Marshadow, if they want to attack with the Aura Sphere here, their Marshadow will not be ready. They go for, okay, that's a little bit annoying, but not the end of the world, because we find everything. We actually improve our hand. Thank you. Arigato gozaimasu. We haven't played Irida yet. They go for the Aura Sphere. Ladies and gentlemen, they go for the Aura Sphere, and we are gonna hit that. I mean, at this point, we have the Cyrus here. So yeah, it's checkmate. We go for the Dimensional Storm, we knock out the Lucario, and then we Cyrus the Marshadow on the back and Floatzo to kill it. Easy. Easy. At least we know the Lucario EX matchup is covered. Top tier meta deck right there. Round 3. Second again. Darkness. All right. But Buizel into Floatzo is 90 damage over the span of 2 turns. That's pretty good. It's not Starmie EX levels are good, but it's pretty damn good. And we can start building up something in the back as well, because we only need 1 energy for it. It is the deck. The deck. We have double Cyrus here. Let's see if we can apply pressure quickly. Threaten a 2-KO on the Giratina. Okay, they're adding Wheezy in the mix, which could potentially make things easier for us. They have not played Research yet, so they could have a Leaf. But they don't. And we're going to make use of this and apply pressure right off the bat here. There's the Palkia, but we're not deploying the Palkia just yet. We don't want to be slowed down by Sabrina. We're going to Water Gun the Giratina. And at this range, unless they have healing, attack the wound will to a kill. I like the idea of Cyrusing here. I really like the idea of going for Cyrus. Now, is the energy going on to Wheezing? No, it's not. I think Cyrus is very important here. Deny their momentum. Hit that again. Threaten that. Evolve into Floatzo to heal that poison. We remain at 70 HP. Now we develop Palkia. And we start building it up. And we attack the wound. Demanding healing out of them. 2 cards left in hand. Koga is probably a thing, which they cannot resort to here. I will Cyrus them again. If they retreat, if they try to preserve that, I will Cyrus that. I will proceed to Cyrus that again, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah. No, you're not running from me. You do not get to run from me. I don't really need Giant Cape. So if I Cyrus here and I attack that Floatzo, that Giratina, and my Floatzo goes down 30, it dies at the end of the turn. Like it doesn't, like this Cape doesn't really make a difference, right? Because the poison takes at the end of the turn. They can ping it for 20, but then they kill it. Like it doesn't matter. So I don't think I need to play this Giant Cape here. I do want to knock you out. For those sweet 2 points. Now your wheezing is... could potentially be a liability here. Okay, the Cape would have prevented this. The Cape would have prevented this. So I stand corrected. I think, yeah, I didn't expect them to just bring in the wheezing, and I had to take that into account. That must mean they have a Koga, for sure. But a Rocky Helmet really seals the deal here for us. Yeah, I should have put the Cape to force the Darkrai to come in. Wait, what? Interesting. Even if they Koga into that, like, they still need a lot of damage. I'm gonna Pokeball first. Because finding stuff like Rocky Helmet can be really important here. This Floatzo is actually very useful all of a sudden. Now the question is, I go down to 20, they have to Koga. They can't knock me out no matter what. So I'm gonna place a Rocky Helmet here. I'm gonna place a Rocky Helmet here, and I'm going to Slash. Because you cannot Koga into red on the same turn. So I am safe. And if you attempt to attack me, then the Rocky Helmet will put you, even if you have a Giant Cape, which they haven't played yet, by the way, I leave you at range. So that was a weird Sabrina. Okay, so I heal. And they put there now, yeah, but that's... You just kind of like somehow made things harder for yourself. They're brain fried. I mean, this happens. This happens a lot. Put one pocket, baby. Can be rough on the brain. Here we go. That's not toxic, right? Out of here! Get knocked out. The top tier meta deck plus wheezing. Defeated. Nice. Fighting. We got that Palkia lead. We got Leaf. In case we pick up the Manaphy. And we have Floatzo. But generally, like, just leading off with Palkia is something that this deck is prepared to do. And not that bad at all. Being able to start slashing from the get-go is very nice. We threatened the Riolu right after that. Forcing it to... Like, it's a pretty big deal going second here because we force them to evolve into Lucario, but Lucario won't be able to attack immediately. So that puts them in a predicament, requiring them to think about a pivot. But getting the damage on Riolu leaves it vulnerable for a Cyrus. And after I hit it with a slash, even though Lucario has 100 HP, Floatzo will be able to pick it off after that. I do... do I change my mind here? I have Manaphy to ramp into that. I have Manaphy with Leaf to ramp into Palkia. They need to have like X speed into Cranidos into Lucario to be able to... No, X speed into Cranidos allows them to knock out Manaphy, so I can give a Giant Cape to prevent that. But I kind of like my initial thought process here. I feel like Manaphy is a bit of a trap here because I can just start slashing them with my Palkia and applying pressure this way. There's the Cranidos. Do they have the X speed as well? Oh, that research could get it for them if they do play it. Another fossil. Rampardos is threatening. They want to jab me though. Or not. Let's see if they evolve. They do. So with a Giant Cape, I'm able to... This is a bit of a predicament here. I think I have to Cyrus you. I have to Cyrus their Lucario to slow them down. Force an X speed or like a leaf out of them. But this is a bit desperate, but I have to do this. I have to, like, the Rampardos coming in to, like, right now is, like, way too early. They have double... Oh, my God. They have the entire lineup here. There's the Rampardos as well. They got it all, ladies and gentlemen. They have it all. Ladies and gentlemen, they have it all. And do I... That's annoying. I do want to place a Giant Keep on this. Slash again. Not finding that Buizo sucks. They go for a Pokemon Communication. And they have one card besides that. We really have to think about things here. Double Rampardos. But I want to punish this passivity here. And I think the way to do so is building up back-to-back Palkias. I'm gonna go for the Pokemon Communication to get me Buizo. I could send Buizo to revenge this. They bring in Rampardos. I don't really need a Rocky Helmet onto this. Maybe this was incorrect. Maybe I could have left the Manaphy, let this Rampardos come in. The problem is that if I don't do anything, the Lucario actually kills the Manaphy, so I can't really afford to do that. If I got Buizel early, I could have set up that like a Floatzo play there. But I just have to make use of the Water Gun here. A second Buizel. Have I drawn double? Problem is with this line of play, I am playing into a... Placing a Rocky Helmet there would have potentially enabled that. I have to... I know what I have to do. I have to win this game with Buizel. So I have to place energy here. No. I have to place energy here. Yeah, I have to place energy here. I have to Dimensional Storm and win with Cyrus. Placing the energy on Buizel allows me to also use my other Palkia as a pivot as well. There's a Pokeball, very pretty Pokeball. 2 cards left in hand. It needs to be Lucario plus red in order to knock out this Palkia. Otherwise, Sabrina doesn't cut it. And the damage from the Dimensional Storm enables this Floatzo win. Nope, that's not it. That's not my target. You are not my target, Rampardos. Marshadow is. Floatzo online! Energy placement clutch. Bring him in. Get your ass over here. And we attack them when they're down. Oh yeah. Ha ha ha! Ah, clean. Really showcased like these two Pokemon together. Dimensional Storm, that AoE damage. Everybody thinks about Articuno, but you need a heavy hitter. And that was a great example. Oh my goodness. It took us a while to find Buizel. That was very nice. Let's go for another one. All right. Going first. Water on water. We got Buizel into Floatzo with the Rocky Helmet. But this could just be a Manaphy. No, it's an Eevee. It's an Eevee. So I am going to Rocky Helmet the Buizel so I can discourage them from attacking immediately. As we get a little bit of card draw going on here, we got Leaf and we got another Floatzo there. We go for the Rocky Helmet onto you. And let's see if they commit the mistake, the grand error of attacking me here. Could happen. Could totally happen. I see Water Energy, I see Eevee. This is likely Leafeon. Yeah, Leafeon, execute. Oh, this is the deck that we played yesterday. People are onto it. They know. They go for the communication now. That has to be incorrect. You don't play that like when you can't evolve anyways. You want to get an extra draw and then go for it most of the time. That energy onto the execute at the back just means they cannot attack me with Leafeon no matter what. They just can't do it. So because they can't do it, unless they have if they have a Dawn and they're baiting me, then it's just the master bait. That can be taken out of context. You know what I mean? I'm gonna play the energy onto Buizel. I want some extra damage on this, so I'm going to attack. I'm not gonna evolve, right? For the extra damage, I'm not gonna reveal my shit. But I do want to play around with something like a Mars. So I'm gonna drop this Palkia, and I'm gonna Water Gun. Because Buizel actually deals more damage initially than Floatzel does. And every ounce of damage can matter. There's the Executor. They don't have the cool one though, like we do. See that Leafeon sequencing is super incorrect, because now they can't Solar Beam me. I'm very certain like that they don't have a Dawn. They play a Giant Cape onto this. That's something fell to the ground. And now I can Floatzo for a shitload of damage. Now, do I want to go for the Pokemon Communication here? I don't think so. I'm just gonna attack the wound. Make him bleed. Force healing out of them. They can't Irida, they can't Erica this turn. And even if they build up the Executor in the back, they missequence this. Like, their energy placement... This is not an easy deck, though. Like, Leafeon Executor is not a deck that I recommend towards beginners. Like, every single energy placement matters. Your sequencing has to be perfect. Otherwise, like, you end up in situations like this, where I get to just eliminate Leafeon with Floatzo and nothing else. Incoming Executor is dangerous, though. But it cannot attack me. I want to wait one more turn before I Pokemon Communication here, because we're always going to attack the wound here to eliminate you. And Executor cannot attack next turn. But I need to be wary of a potential surprise Sabrina. Though they don't... Like, this person net decked, right? So they definitely don't play it. They do play Mars. They do play Mars. Yeah, this is definitely a net deck. Because this is a net deck, I know for a fact that they don't play... Sabrina, which means it's checkmate. Because my Palkia hits for 150 and it's over. And they lost that game because of the energy placement on the back. You want to always threaten the Leafeon being able to attack next turn. So you need one energy onto Eevee. Because then with your Forest Breath and the energy they get that turn, you get to Solar Beam, and 70 damage is no joke. So they ultimately, like, they 100% lost because of that. So don't do that. Okay, Zeus! The one and only is our opponent here. We have a Boizo into Floatzo lead. That looks good. Sprigatito. We match up well into this, going second. If they were to, like, X speed into something else, this Rocky Helmet just pretty much guarantees that they can't send something else in to ping at us. It solidifies our position and our HP. Even though a Giant Cape could get us even further, lots of things can happen. They're definitely not going to want to stay in with this Sprigatito because it just goes down. Even if they evolve into Floragato. And if they wanna ram us now, like, they lose the Magnemite. But Sprigatito's just gonna be like, help me! Help me! And she's gonna die. And we'll take a little bit of pleasure in its desperation. Maybe that sounds really bad, but yeah, that's life. Attack the wound. Kick them when they're down. Knock them out. It sucks because we don't find a Pokemon to place more energy onto, so like this energy onto Floatzo is just like kind of useless. And we gotta fear Magnazone here. They have so many cards in hand. Oh my goodness. This Magnazone is a threat. And it's coming. And I need Pokemon, bro. I need, just please give me Pokemon, for crying out loud. Pokemon. Oh my goodness. No, Pokemon Communication. Like, I can't have this garbage, man. Are you kidding me? Like, this is what you're gonna give me? Get out of here. Get the hell out of my face. There's a Palkia. I am honestly compelled to use his energy to pivot into Palkia and get some real damage on this thing. Because unless they read me, we will survive. I mean, they 1000% have Magnazone here, but I need to be able to threaten this Magnazone. They put the energy onto this. Interesting. They have red. Shit. Crap. Oh, that's everything. Unless I can find a Palkia here to sponge with. God damn it, Manaphy, I swear to God. Destroyed. Decimated. Humiliated. Okay. Fire. Going first. Let's lead off with Buizo here. Oh. Not what I was expecting. Okay. Well, we may change course. Given that we have Leaf to pivot into the Manaphy here. And we can put the Rocky Helmet onto the Manaphy. Because while Snorlax does threaten 100 damage, they can't collapse with 2 energy and Sabrina on the same turn. So Rocky Helmet is particularly safe here onto the Manaphy. We can adjust to this, like, very unexpected opening. Like, I see fire, I don't expect Snorlax. It's Snorlax with Staraptor. What's the fire for? They got the 2... what? They're playing 2 different Snorlax. We're gonna leave. Get the hell out of here. Bring in Manaphy. Evolve into Floatzo, to be honest. Rocky Helmet. And start gifting. Denying a Mars. And if they don't engage with us, then we quite simply continue to ramp. There's that berry, though. And we're ready for that. As now my Floatzo threatens to 2-kill the Snorlax. And this Snorlax, they need a second berry. And even if they do, they need to wake up this turn. So I like my odds here. I'm a fan of my chances. Staying asleep would make me feel, yeah, that calms me down, to be honest. Okay, I like that cape though, but yeah, no, I'm gonna put it just in case. Worst case scenario, right? Let's prepare for the worst. Even though that cape could be useful later. If they want to bury me now, because they woke up, then we survive the hit nonetheless. There's Staraptor though. There's only 1 berry left. And they're building that up, okay. Giant cape onto Staraptor, alright. I like that research. And that other Palkia, alright. Let's keep that Palkia in hand for now. Let's go for the attack the wound here. They need berry. They still need berry in order to Brave Bird here. But they're bringing another Snorlax. I mean, that's just like, I can just focus on building up this Palkia to insane levels. My Palkia is thick enough to survive the Brave Bird from that. Unless they were to red me. But we just build up here. We attack the wound on the Snorlax. The Snorlax is just like sitting there. And this rollout is not very menacing at all. 70 damage is something we can easily handle. Even if they have Leaf, like they still need quite a bit. I'm gonna drop another. At this point, it's just better to be able to back-to-back Dimensional Storm though, right? We have Leaf anyways. It's not like this, this makes a difference. No matter what, this will be left at range. I'm just struggling to think, like, why would I want to play this other Palkia? Is there a reason for me to want to play this other Palkia? I've already played the... It's just like a random Mars that really hurts me here, but I'm just gonna play the Rocky Helmet here. No, because in case... No, but they can't, like, threaten me that turn anyways, so no, let's just keep it in hand. Let's attack the wound. I'm just thinking of potential ways they could punish me for doing this, but I can't come up with one. Because this Snorlax being in the front, like, really locks them out of any potential Sabrina disruption. While this Palkia could be used with Pokemon Communication to fish for the Buizel, enable a second Floatzo if I were to need it. That's the second berry, but we survived that. Thanks to our Giant Cave placement here. Actually, never mind. No, this is a rollout Snorlax. What? Why? And now if they were to like Sabrina me, then it doesn't really amount to anything. So I see no reason as to why I just shouldn't do this. Attack the wound, you know what I'm saying? Floatzo took down 2 Snorlax. Different species, like different versions. Or races or whatever, like that. That is an odd decision to make. Like there's in case you're wondering, like if you want to play Snorlax, just play the collapsed Snorlax. The other Snorlax are getting 10 more HP, but 30 less damage in your attacks. And with Pokemon Center Lady being a thing, like it's just... It's considerably better. And this Raptor is at range, ladies and gentlemen. I still don't know. We're never gonna know why they had that fire energy. We can imagine, but... I have no idea, actually. Maybe they just have, like, no other Pokemon and they just put fire because it's cool.